Okay, there we go.
Man, Bitcoin had a rough weekend. Just so up
It
and
sure
down.
did. Now it just broke that last golden zone. Boy, I mean, it's just really range bound here, but at least it's not going through the floor today. There's hard to say there's any reduction in the correlation. It changes day to day.
Yeah, I mean, I see so much stuff on Twitter and all that, and you're like, oh, it's over. See you at 20K, like certain 20K before we get any higher.
Oh yeah.
So I'm interested
Everybody
to
who's
see what's going to
certain. When
happen.
I see certainty, I next. You're certain, really? Okay, let's see how that tweet ages. Yeah, everybody's certain. Well, I'm certain it's going to be higher 5 years from now from where it is today. That's what I'm pretty certain about.
Yeah.
I'm more than certain. I'm betting my long-term wealth on it. Boy, the markets. Well, it's not a. I mean, it could be worse, I suppose. 300 in the NQ, and it's not pretty. But interesting. I mean, I don't know if you've looked at CL today. Came all the way back and filled that massive gap.
Did it really have to? Well, it hit the golden zone.
Yeah, it did on the low.
Well, not golden zone, median line.
Well, it depends what you're looking at. There's a golden zone that was right there at the low today. I'm looking at, what am I looking at? A 15-minute. It pinged that, which is pretty typical. That was as it was closing the gap. And you got a little, it actually looks like it just did another golden zone right there. No, that doesn't change. So we got people. Oh, shit, we do have people. Hey, guys. Gravity, John Wonka. I'm just abbreviating now to Wonka rather than Woo Wonka. Crypto Scotty, hey, man. Woo Wonka's got a new, he's got a new handle. It's Woo Wonka Pirate or something.
Yeah. He changes his picture.
I know. I like that he does that.
Everything.
I know. Kind of funny. All right, we'll get going here. Sure. Oh, let's see. So we got 23. Okay, we'll get going. CPT lunchbox. Hey man, how's it going? All right, guys. Okay, let's let me get rid of the disclaimer here and one more clearing of the throat. There we go. All right, so you guys know the drill. Looks like mostly regs here, members, etc. All right, so we're going to go through what members are watching and see if we can pick up any ideas. Maybe some things that we hadn't seen before. It's always a great scan for ideas, right? Grant, we start off with Grant F. You know, I always love to see what he's doing because he's giving you a trade plan here, right? Three targets, right? So you're going to take partials along the way, and there's just this great consistency to his approach. So I have MongoDB. Never heard of it. Am I the only one who hears Mongo and thinks Blazing Saddles, or am I just aging myself way too much there?
I just did when you did that.
Because I said Mongo. Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's see. So I got a daily on MongoDB here. Vegas Wave is on, and did we get in there? Yeah, looks like we did, right? So we just tagged Goldens. Are we there? No, we're not there yet, right? So we're just a little bit off of it. It's hard to see in there. So we're approaching. So here's his, look, God, that's good work. Look how pretty this is, right? So right on the tag of the 618. Oh, you probably got a little order block down here as well, right? So the last one down here. So you got a little combo here. So you got a little price action there. Might be just the kind of, ping in reverse. But note here, it almost doesn't matter, really. See, think about it, right? So, of course, it would be great if this pings, but look at how little he's risking. Right, so if you just, kind of the idea here being, okay, is this going to hold? Well, of course, we have no idea. Is it technically valid? Does all of this make sense? We're coming into a median line. I got a harmonic. I'm at a golden zone. I got an Elliott count. That's a trade you take, but you take it comfortably, right? There's no monster stress. You're not checking it every 15 minutes because the risk is defined and the potential reward is so good. I mean, all the way up to a 13.5 to 1. Very comfortable approach to trading. So you disconnect a little bit emotionally as to winner or loser, because if this one doesn't hit, or the next one doesn't hit, or the next one, eventually one of these is going to hit. So by really getting, this is such a good visual representation of why he's a successful trader. Is one, right? Very controlled risk, and the risk to reward is always so good. And he's paying himself along the way. So if this hits, or if it only gets a portion of it, right? Worst case, he's going to make his first target. Well, of course, worst case, you get stopped out. But barring, this just, flowing, going right down and not getting, no pause here, which I'd be very shocked if we didn't get a pause of some sort. I mean, between the golden zone, the order block, just where you are, I mean, shit, you could do this, right? You could take the whole range down here and say, okay, we got a demand zone down here. Swing, retrace, up we go. But this is what I want you to focus on. This is almost secondary to this. Right? So this is what we focus on, right? It's very especially for new traders. We're so focused over here, getting all of this just right, that then we get into it and we completely flounder. Whereas if this is teed up for you before you even begin the trade, you can almost just feel the relaxation that comes with it. It's not a stress bomb anymore. Oh, fuck, I hope it turns. Now, it looks like he's going to limit in, which he can do here because the risk is so tight, right? I mean, that's not a lot of risk. And that's all relative, right? Risk is relative to what's appropriate for your account size and whether you're trading with leverage or how you're approaching this. He could be trading this with options. He could be trading the underlying. There's all sorts of things. He could sell a put spread. There's all sorts of ways to get long here. But do you not see it and kind of feel it? Like, oh, okay, well, all right, that's not going to ruin my day or my week or my month or my year. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. Next trade, because one of them's going to hit. It's really good, right? So this is, there's not much. I rarely do I have to do much on Grant's work. I got a very clear impulse. Now this is a deep retracement, but we're coming all the way back to where it launched from. Well, we think about swing structure here. This would be telling because I've got a swing here that retraces, that gives me a series of new highs along the way, right? So I've got that nice impulse. Now, am I going to get a new low here? Well, this is where you find out if you have a more significant. Are we going to do something like this and deeper retracement? I mean, shit, right? You can really demand zone. It's a big one, right? So you couldn't trade it like that, but. I mean, just looking at it, narrow it up. Okay, we poked in here before, rejected. Well, really, here would be your last stand, right? Here's the last little order block before it went. All right, so we come right back in here to that. It's going to be kind of tight. So actually, if he gets stopped out here, right? So he's defined his risk. If he gets stopped out, there's another trade a little bit lower. If he comes in down here, right? If he does, so he might reload down here. Right, if he's going to get stopped, or it's up to him, right, as to whether or not he might say, well, maybe I want to give that a little bit more room. Now, I'm taking it to a 4. So if I take it down to get on the other side of that order block, I'm taking it down. Now look what I'm doing to it. Now all of a sudden, I'm only 3.5 to 1. So you might do that if you looked at it and said, that order block, that might be, it might be just where the market is headed, but it means it's got to break the golden zone. So this is just your personal preference, right? So, are you comfortable with that? And if it was me, if I get stopped out here, I'm looking again down here. I don't immediately go, oh, well, fuck, okay, next, I'm never going to look here again. It would have to be a function of what I see in here. It looks like you've got it, right? We're on a daily. Looks like you've got a good 5 there. Oh, shit. What happened? Did I get up? I get a 4. There we go. Okay, so you can kind of here. Let's label it up. All right, looks like you got your impulse going in, right? So it's the TA. So you've got this nice confluence here. So we got the harmonic about to hit the PRZ golden zone. The Elliott count supports it. You got a big fat order block down here. You got a little micro. All the reasons are there to take that trade. Right now, is anybody else here watching Mongo database? I bet not. I never even heard of it. Do I care? Nope. I don't care anything about what they do or what they're about. All I know is that I've got a technical trade here. I could be in and out of this trade and never know what they do or never care. right? Because it really has no meaning to this trade. I'm not trying to analyze their balance sheet. All right. Good stuff from Grant. Very consistent, right? It's the consistency. That's what I hope you take from his work. Okay, Woo Wonka, the pirate trader, is up next with Dogecoin. I'm sorry, Dogecoin. All right, Woo likes to split it up here. So, wait, I got a copy here. I haven't looked at Doge in a while. So what are we doing here? I got a daily. Let's pull back here a little bit. Okay, so we are in log scale, which would make sense given the massive range that we're in. So what are you thinking here, Woo? We got our targets here. We got a classic. Well, let's take a look here. Thought of that. Two. I guess you'd call that sharp, right? And I'm just kind of looking in terms of the length of time here. It gets a little distorted because of the log scale, right? So that's why I do that, so I can see visually a little bit more. It sure looks good. So this is good work, Woo. So I got an ABC. B, it's nice, right? So I've got an ABC into a W, ABC with the detail, right? He's putting the detail in now. Nice job. Well, okay, so I've got ABC. Oh, yeah, that works. ABC. Well, you could probably do that as a triangle. ABC into a B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives me a complete second ABC, or pardon me, my W. ABC into the X. AB ending diag. Very nice work. AB, how do we do it? A, B, C into the C. Got it. So there's the B. So W, X, A, B, C into the Y, A, B, C into the second X. So I got a nice combo here. Well, where are we here? So you want to get long. Where are you getting long? You're getting long down here. Okay, so we got, what are you coming off of? Okay, so just the prior 3, 4. That makes sense. Consolidation zone. 30x. So he's ambitious here. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I guess that's his. That's just for his. I guess that's just a little note here. So he thinks that's going there. That's going to be a hell of a trade. Well, let's see here. Okay, maybe. So you can see what he's doing here. So if we're going to take it looks like it's 3 into the A, so we're looking for the B here. So I can't tell. It looks like he wants to trade. You got the potential to do the long into the short, or pardon me, the short into the long here. So it'd be a good reaction off of this. Let's go in there a little bit further. Going to. It looks like it's there. Down to a 2 hour. Well, there's, yeah, it looks like it's there. Well, you'd have to think 3 here. So you're kind of, that's directing your thinking here. If that's the 3, it looks like there's a good 5 there, unless that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a little funky, because you've got this. I don't think that works actually. It looks like 3 would be the shortest there. 1, 2. Oh, I see it. Okay, so we've got a wick up here. Which would overlap here, so you'd be forced into a diag. Although that's, let's out of curiosity here. I don't think you can do this. Oh, it's longer. All right, so this would be the shortest. So you're kind of screwed here. So you have to do A, B, C. We don't have an overlap here, so let's just think about that count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got a nice impulse here. But I'd have to finish it. It's a little fucked. Here, let's see. All right. Anything here that's significant? Of course, first thing, let's see where the algo is.
You muted or thinking?
Oh, sorry, man. I'm just trying to identify what they used here. This is kind of secondary, but it looks like they used it. So this one got used. That broke, so you'd go back to this one. Let's just see if they used it. All right, so here 50, target all the way through. So if we're coming back here, and that's going to be, let's simplify it if we can, right? Let's not over complicate. If that's going to be the 3, could that be the 4 into the 5? Well, now you got the look of it just gets all wrong, right? So this way too big, right? So we're going to do that. Now, could we do that? Yeah, but that's not the right look. Well, that said, so where are we here? So let's go back to that 8. We're looking to complete here. So we're trying to get this X we need an A, B, C. So I think it's all right here. I can't say I love that as the possible finish. So can we do it as an ABC? Looks like you'd be working on this. I'm just looking for that to finish. I'm not sure what that count looks like just yet. That's about as far as you are right now. This is, I don't like it enough I wouldn't be looking long here. I do like it better down here because it looks like you're just in a series. And so, all right, so we're going to do this one. So here's the series, right? So swing, retrace, golden zone. Right now, this one did not, that's that, pardon me, that target is down here. So you've got the second one doing the same thing, right? So we swing, we're to the 50, all of this structure here. We're trying to get this one. So you got 2 fat targets down here, which tee that up for his entry down here. So it's all good. I just was kind of taking a peek in there to see if there's anything else we could add to it. Center line, I might do it this way, since that's all wick and I get two closing two lows there. I like it. All right, so this looks quite good in here, Woo. All right, so we just kind of move that over there. All right, so come in for that C of that Z. Now you don't have to pick the turn. I do this. All right, I'd let it come down. Give me some signs of even a break of structure, just something to say, okay, well, now I'm going to come back and take the reset there. Rather than pick the turn, it's just a smarter way to do it. So you get something in here, maybe you got a little, down before up, kind of an order block thing. You're right into this structure over here, right? So that all looks quite good here, but I'd want to wait, see. Oh, ideally if you got something, let's do it like that. You finish up here, so you break that high, right? So now, okay, I've got a little change of character. So now let's check the retest, right? So that's the way I would approach that. So let this come down and finish. It almost doesn't matter. Let's get something down here lower in this range. Look for the reaction there. Don't try and pick the turn. Now, if you get 5 off of that, all the better, right? Now I'm on an 8 hour, so you go down to a 15-minute. If I can get a clear 5 off of that and we break, right, we get a little break of structure, I come right to the upper edge of that channel, and then I retrace. Oh, I'm very interested. Wouldn't have to be golden zone, right? Anything between really the golden zone and really 786, 887, right, for depth, or something like that would just be ideal. Right, now you're coming out of there. Wrap it in some median lines for structure and guidance. There's your target. 1, 2, 3. Right? Maybe, right? 4, 5, right? You never know. Right? Is it going to be just another ABC? Well, then we're out of letters here. So if that's going to pivot and we're going to go back towards a 5, right, which is what he's after here, is that 5. You're just looking for the structure and that little change of character, the retrace, come back to the origin, off it goes, right? Great one. One to get on your list, right? I don't watch Doge very often, but it's certainly, I mean, this is the kind of timing where you might expect some volatility here. I'll see it that way. So I like it. Good, nice setup, Wu. Really nicely done. Great detail here, right? So used to be Wu would give them to me, and I might have had this one, and this one. Now I think I've ridden him enough to where look at the detail he's putting, right? It just gives you all that more conviction when you get down here. Now this last leg is a little squirrely, so I would just let it do what it's going to do, right? Maybe the count gets a little easier to spot as you get closer to it. But definitely one that would go right to the top of my watch list with about 4 or 5 others. Okay, CN Salazar. Let's see. I see what he did. Someone made a request for Cardano, and he's helping him out. Okay, so that was two people requesting that. That's nice of you, CN. I think it was a new member who just hadn't seen the pinned tweet that we want you to give us your chart. And when we do that, right, you don't have to put a detailed Elliott count on it. I mean, just give me put a support and resistance line, just something so I get a sense of where you are. And it's really, I want you to get in the habit of participating. That's the point of it, right? Just post one, just a blank chart with an arrow is all I need. Just tell me, are you bullish or bearish? And then we'll work together to refine it and start to include our tools. That's the whole point, guys, just to get you in the process of participating. Okay. Boy, I see this one a lot. People must like this one. I guess because it's like a RSI, stochastics, and a MACD all in one. But I do see a lot of people use that one. Okay, what are we doing here? CN. I'm on a 3-day in log scale. Okay, interesting. Okay, well, this is I remember that. I can't remember what happened there. I just ignore these. Well, that's a tricky one, right? Because you would think, it's not going to do something different than Bitcoin. But boy, that sure does look like you'd have a little triangle in here. Out at this degree, which might make you think, could we have done it there? I'm not so sure we didn't. Oh, that's a little fat. I don't know why those are so fat. Well, there's your alternate, right? That we finished it right here. A, B, C, D, E. There's your 4. Right, which I only kind of go there because look how tightly this would finish it up. Rather than pushing all of this over here. I mean, could be, right? So we'd be at the 38 here, right? So I see your thinking, Cian. I see it, right? I understand what you're doing. But so right off the bat, we're outside of the channel. Not that that's necessarily a deal killer. Well, let's go back to your account. So I've already given you an alternate to consider, right? Just as in case we go deeper here. So here I got to get you back to. So you were here. 4 still coming in. A is here. So how are we going to make that A work? Yeah, that's the problem. I don't think we can't put a triangle there. So can we work around the triangle? 1, 2, 3, 4, truncate. That's not going to work. Well, here's how we. There's nowhere to do it without truncating. So if you put the A here and truncate the A, and then do a 3 here as an expanded flat. So I suppose you could get there that way, although that wouldn't be your preferred. Right? So you'd have to truncate the C wave into the A and then go A, B, C here. I mean, just look at it, right? It looks like a triangle, doesn't it? A, B, C, D, E. How do we ignore the triangle? Well, It's kind of tricky to do, right? So again, so why does this look different? Because we're on a 3-day. Sure looks like you could get her done in there too. There's your 3-4 right there. Well, I'd be mindful of that as an alternative here. So, you got a little. Well, you already. No, you haven't closed below it, but it looks like you got this little pucker right there. It'll close below it, but you got a wick through it, which it could be the wick just came down to tag to 38. So if you want to trade that long, is there enough there? Well, you probably already. All right, testing the 786. Well, here, let's go down a little bit. Let's go to what am I on? Jesus, I'm on a 3-day. Let's go to a 4-hour. How about that? Let's just see what a 4-hour looks like. Is there enough here? Well, that sure looks like a 3. So right off the bat, so just looking at that, right? So all we've done is we've gone from a 3-day. Now this is at that point in time, it's right in your face, right? I mean, you almost really you're bullish in the face of that. I mean, could it get there? Oh shit! I don't even think you could do it that way. So even if you were thinking, 1A expand the B 2, so that's what you're gonna put money at risk on. I don't think so. Looks like you could probably get an impulse here, but fuck. I wouldn't trade it that way. This looks to me like it's just part of it's just corrective, and it looks like it's technical. So let's not overthink it. What's the TA say? Jesus, get on there. If you wanted to be really gnarly with it. That's 3 all day long. Let's see if we come down. If we get any tighter, that's going to be too far. Maybe, although I always prefer to go to the dominant if the dominant plays. So how would we fit that in, right? Where are we? Could we be done here? Well, look at it. So, okay, so we're going to do it as a diag. I don't think so. That's ABC. So we'd have to put the maybe you could get that to work. I don't know why I've got. It's because I copy you guys stuff and I ended up with your colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Right? Fuck. 1, 2. I don't even know if you can get that. Let's see if you can get that to work. Nope, you can't. So even if you're going to allow for a little sloppy Elliott here to go A, B, C into the 2, well, there's your 1. Come here. So you can't. Well, let's see. Hang on a second. Maybe you can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That little 3 is kind of fucking the count up here. So that, do I have an impulse here? I think I'd have to do it here. Oh, Jesus. 1, 2. Oh, God, that's ugly. Can't do it. I want to do 3, 4, 5. I can't do it. Okay, so if this is 1, 2, hey, fuck, you can't do it. Well, so your best case here is that you've got a 5 here coming down, but now you got a 3 coming off of it. So let's label it up. So this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, big extension in the 5, which you don't really want there. 1, 2. I suppose you could go 1, 2, 3. No, that could work because that looks like a 1, 2. So there it is. Okay, so this has got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from this pivot, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this has to go off to the side. Now, could I be done there? Well, I didn't get the start that I wanted here. So, yeah, I got to deal with that. Maybe. So let's take this down. Micro. So can we go 1, 2, 3, 4? Look for the 5 there. Oh shit, I didn't want that. I want that. Let's go up a degree. Well, look at the 2 relative to the 4. Right? It's not ideal what that looks like, just counting it out. That's where you are. And then this is all fucking wrong. So you wouldn't want that 4 relative to that 2. So there's an impulse right there. I got to include it. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. So unless, fuck. That's got to be a B. So this, fuck, that looks like a triangle too. You got there's a bit of a cluster in here. You got another triangle right here, which is kind of throwing the count off. So maybe this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck, that's just completely fucking. I think the Elliott here is really kind of suspect. I don't know that it's helping here. It's actually making it more confusing here. But that impulse has to be accounted for. That's without question. And I don't think you're done here. So you're kind of, I mean, you can't really even if you just said, okay, whoa, let's just simplify. What's the simplest thing in front of my eyes? Like, what would my eyeballs want to see? Where's the 5? 1, 2, 3. Can't quite do that. Well, let's see here. Let's just measure before we speculate. Yeah, it's not long enough. Yeah, I think you're a little bit early in here, Cian, because this is, oh shit, maybe if I spent half an hour on it, I'd come up with something that works there. But this little start here is really brutal. 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Yeah, it's just I don't like it here. I don't want to get lost on that. So I think if I circle back to it, I may take another crack at that and not bore you guys to death. If I can't get them quickly, it's just going to take more time, and that can lead to a very boring live stream. So I'll circle back on that one. I'm actually kind of curious now. I'll circle back on that one. I'll post it under the video, and members, I'll post it in this channel at the bottom of it. YouTubers, I'll post it as a comment from me underneath, because now I'm kind of curious as to how to solve that. It'll bug me all day until I can get it. Okay, but I'm just going to move on because I don't see it clearly. So that'll get a return trip. Okay, so let me keep moving. I'm going to go to Zafar and look at Coinbase here.
You still muted?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get Zafar's Coinbase.
Gotcha.
I didn't get it. All right, now I'm back. Okay, so I got
Bitcoin looking like it's heading for the lows.
What is now?
Bitcoin.
Oh, Bitcoin? Oh, did it? Oh, I'm looking at it. What did it? Oh, it's heading at
It's heading
38.
back.
Oh, yeah. I see
Well,
it.
it's looking to potentially create a new low. We'll see.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. All right, well, let's see how Coinbase is reacting. You guys notice now that it's kind of cool. They're putting the little logos up in the kind of interesting touch from TradingView. Okay, so here's a good one. Zafar. As I was just saying here, so there's no Elliott on here. You almost don't need it, right? So I mean, but if we were trying to label it, wouldn't be too hard to do, right? On the daily, so we might as well keep that. Well, just from the shape of it, there's your. So what do we got on here? So we've broken that golden zone. So I'm going to pull that one out. We've broken that one here. Let me strip it bare. Okay, so I like this. So you've got, what do you got there? Are these connected? No. Okay, so we're doing, okay, it's just trend lines here. I'm sorry, so far I'm not trying to pick it apart as in it's no good. I'm just trying to, I got to kind of get a look in here and say, well, what do we have to work with here? Oh, let's tighten that up a little bit. It kind of looks like this is all wick from opening day, and that's all wick. Pretty clear area of structure here. Bang, 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 bang. Can't now test it from above, so that looks like it has more to go here. We don't have a new low, but shit, I'm on a daily. And let's go down here a little bit. Let's go to a 4. Well, that looks like we'd have a 1 here. 1, 2, if it's long enough. Actually, it looks like you do it this way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. I kind of want to finish it there, but that doesn't really play well. Just force a habit. So there's the internal 3 right there. Right, not hard to spot it. Now let's see. We got to dig in a little bit more because that's if that's the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make sure that's long enough. Yep. Okay. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So this has to be included somewhere. Right. We can't go. That's annoying to our count. So in completed impulse, not much of a 3 there. You might have to do this here just to stay on the right side of rules and guidelines so we get a little micro A, B, C, right? Just trying to accommodate that. Fuck, do we really care? Right, as to where we are, just only in the sense of nailing down, do I have a good low? There's 50 to the tick. Second target, right? So we know they used it, and we'll, obviously, of course, algos are going to be in here. Oh, that looks like a completed impulse there. I do not want to truncate there. So it looks like I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I doing that? God, I hate that size of it, but the market doesn't always give us what we'd like here. So we'd have a decent impulse in here. All right. Oh, pardon me. Oh, we overlapped. Whoa, that's a pain in the butt. Okay, so we might have to do it this way. Okay. Now, could we be done? No. So that would mean, how are we going to rework it? Okay, so here's an alternate. We might do it this way. I don't like that too over there, but we might have to. I have to do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, I got a clean impulse here. I got to deal with it. That's not much of a B, but I might be stuck with it. A, B, C. God, I don't love it. Tricky ones today. Alternate being 1, 2, but then I'd go 1, 2 again. No, so I think we might have to stay over here. 1, 2. Can't be done here. So this has to come over here. This is what's fucking me up here. That is a pain in the ass. Okay, we might have to do it this way. 1. A, B, C into the 2. 3. I Actually, it looks like 3 would have to be here. A, B, C into that 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, ending with a diag. Looks like that's how you're going to have to do it. 1, 2, 3. Would rather not have an expanding diag to finish, so this is already a little rough around the edges. It's a tough one. It's not always going to give it to you where it's easy. This has to go up a degree. Not my favorite of the day. Yeah, fuck. That's an impulse. That's an impulse. So that would get you to a 1. If that's the 1 here, can I do it this way? 1. I might. So the 1 goes here. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Maybe we can sneak out of that 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3. A, B, C into the 4. That might play better. So let's take this up a degree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A is mighty skinny on the A, B gap 2. 1, 2. I mean, I'm on a 1 hour, right? So you're going to have to go down to a 5-minute to get that 3. A, B, C into the 4 for the 5. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, you got this. So note the Vegas wave here. You can barely see it, right? He's got it. Do you see how each one of these retracements here? Vegas wave, Vegas wave, Vegas wave, Vegas wave. That's not really what you want here. You don't want an expanding diag, but we might just be stuck with it. Unless that's going to go lower, and this is, we have to rework the count, and this is a 1, right? This typically an expanding diag, you're going to find that in a 1, which I suppose is not off the table here. This could be 3, 4, 1, and we're going to get an extension in the 5th. We're still, right as it is right now, just looking for this 5 to complete. It's not looking very bullish. Let's go back out to a 4. Kind of a tough one coming down. Okay. Oh, fuck it. Get out of there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're still seeking the 3. It's not my favorite count. And maybe that just needs a little more time, but I think you're kind of stuck with that diag in the front. I mean, it's a 5, but we got a big overlap here. So what's the alternate? You'd go A, B, C, W, X, Y? Nope. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still gets you the same spot. So either you're putting the major one here, or you're putting it here and doing this kind of because you're trying to accommodate this as the 4 because we've got new lows. That's a tricky one here. I don't think I'd be trading that until that clarifies a little bit as to what's coming next. It's just me, all right? So just be picky. Right? Let's not trade it just because there's a trade there. Oh, what else could we look at here? We're about to lose any price action to work with. So we're purely just swing relationships coming into the 100. The median line, that's corrective, so I'd be sure to check the shift as well. Let's get that on that. Remember, in a correction, as this appears to be. All right, that could change. This could turn impulse. Well, shit, we're going to run out of. Well, I guess we could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could turn impulsive. We got something, right? It almost doesn't matter, right? Something impulsive is happening here. And until so think of it this way. It kind of simplifies it. We're not trying to pick the turn, really. We're just trying to get, what's our objective here? Can I get something that I can see that's not like, oh, God, I got to do all sorts of Elliott gymnastics to try and get it to fit? As soon as you're going, oh, well, maybe I could, if I did that upside down and turn that around backwards, you should, in your mind, feel like, okay, this isn't what I'm looking for. We can be picky. give me this, right? So I know exactly what I'm looking at. If I got to spend more than 10 minutes on something and it's not like popping out to my eyes. Now, okay, granted, I've been doing this a long time, but even I struggle often, because it's not like, oh, fuck, it's perfect. It's, oh, could be, might be. This is just, to me, it's like, okay, something's going on there. But until I get some clarity on this, I wouldn't go near it. But all that said, what I'm trying to get to is if I get a pivot down here, I'm not trying to be the hero. Okay, I got a pivot. Well, give me some break of structure. Give me something to say, oh, okay, perhaps that. Right now, I've got all the way down. Lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, low, all the way down. I mean, I'm not even in log scale, so I could do this here, just right until I break out of that 2 standard deviations, down, down, down. Now, something has to trigger here to give me a change of character. Something, I got to take out a swing high so it's not another lower high. And then I got to get a candidate for a higher low. That's it, right? That's all we're trying to do. So this, I don't see it clearly. And if you do see it clearly, I mean, maybe you've worked with it more, spent more time with it. I'd probably come up with something different if I spent an hour on it. But if you do have something different, you're still not trying to be the hero down here and pick the turn. That's not our objective. Our objective is to enter strategically where we have very tight risk control with big upside. That's not what we have here. This is unsure. Well, you're putting in a bunch of equal lows down here. So this is ripe for people to get fucked with down here, right? So because you've got that, what do we know is down here? Liquidity, right? So you know that bigger players are looking at that going, oh God, what a feasting frenzy of stops that's going to be. There's going to be a shitload of stops down here. So that's what they're looking for, right? Liquidity. So this is just ripe for retail to go break out. Oh, God, I can just feel them fingers on the mouse. It's going to fall, right? And then they just get swept and then they get bent over, which gives you the slight little change of character. And then you take the retrace. It really is that simple. We complicate the hell out of it. But at the end of the day, why do we want to trade something where it's, fuck, I'm not sure. Could be this, could be that, could be an ABC, could be a 1, 2, 3, could be a WXY. Why? I want it to be drop dead. 10 eliticians are going to agree on it. Well, that might be overly ambitious, but how about 4 out of 5 dentists approve? Okay, let me keep going there because I think you get my point here. Until this clarifies, from my perspective, no trade. Nothing to do here except watch for some change of character until that trend change. Don't force things, right? So, when days or in environments like this, it's I was saying, you've probably heard, I've used it before. I didn't originate it, but it rings in my ears. When the markets are selling off, right? Buyers at lows create new lows. Why? Think about that for a second. Why? Because they're trying to buy the turn, right? And they just get stopped out over and over and over again, right? They're trying to buy the turn, they get stopped out again, right? It creates new lows, right? Because every time they're doing it, they're just putting more liquidity underneath. There's more stops down there. Now, eventually, there'll be enough shit down there, right? So stop. There'll be enough down there where something will happen, right? And then just, okay, oh, hey, whoa. Something different. I broke the last lower high. Okay, well, so come back down here. Maybe we get a golden zone here and come out of here. Maybe I get a 1-2. Maybe I got a juicy little demand zone down here. We come into, maybe there's an order block or whatever, some sort of structure, something that you can use down here. And then it's the same thing over and over and over again, right? What do I got? I got 3 pivots, right? That's just what I want. So why do I want that? Okay, well, number one, look at everything that's just happened here. Now, again, let's just play along here. We get down to Elliott count almost doesn't matter, right? So I get here, lower lows, lower highs. All of a sudden, I get a little change of character here, right? As a Wyckoff, right? Change of character. So I'm coming back down here to test the support, because what happens here is likely if that's pushing up here, not all the longs get filled, so you get a bit of an imbalance, right? So you get the push up here. Then we get the retrace here, and if it's good, right? This low should not break because every single low is always, 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 you've heard me say this 1,000 times, right? A target because there's stops underneath, right? So eventually one of them holds. Well, what's the first clue that maybe I've got one? Well, you certainly would like to see it technical. Well, I'm 127 and like okay, that's something. Oh, all right. Well, am I going to trade off of that? Definitely not. But it gets my attention. Now, I broke the last swing high. So that's something. Okay, now I got two pieces. Well, now if it's going to retrace here, I'm going to hold above that high. I can put a set of median lines on it. What did I just create? A trade with 80% odds. Not 100, 80. I'll take 80 anytime I can get it, right? Okay, so think back to what I was saying about Grant, what there's such good discipline in his work. Right, so if I've got this, okay, now I'm setting here. Let's just use we'll use the median line. Right, so if I can get a 1, 2, 3, okay, maybe, right? So if I can get something like that to start. Now here, 5 to 1, right? Okay, so do the math. What can your account accommodate here? What can you absorb if you get stopped out without, really damaging your account or your psyche or whatever? What's the right amount to where you can put that on with a target and keep your hands off the mouse and go, well, let's see what happens. Right? I mean, stops are just part of it, right? So if I get stopped out, okay, well, that sucks, but okay, next trade. But when you do, okay, let's give it plenty of room because I don't want to get stopped out. That's the self-inflicted one. As soon as you get to where it's not, well, shit. I mean, what's the minimum requirement? Minimum. You got to be 3 to 1. You need 3 to 1. I mean, I've seen scalpers. If you're very, very advanced and you're very experienced scalping, okay, maybe you work with some 2 to 1s, right? There's a reason that you don't think it can get 3. There's structure. Something's there that you say, okay, I'll accept the 2 to 1, but it's always a matter of doing well, what's the impact, right? So what does retail think about? Oh, God, look at all I can make. Now, you've heard me say this 1,000 times. What does the professional say? Oh, fuck, look at how much I could use. Definitely not doing that. Retail, I don't want to get stopped out, so I'm going to give it plenty of room. Then they'll do this. What's the next thing? Well, 1 to 1, that's not good enough. Well, maybe I'll get new highs. Maybe you will. Oh, there, I've got my 3 to 1. Well, this better be a very small piece of Coinbase if that's what you're doing. If you're projecting for that. I mean, even that, right? So there's 1.3. I said, it's just dumb, right? Let's not be dumb. Well, there's no reason, right? If we think the pivot's there, that's all you need to risk. Because the assumption is the pivot is in. Right? That's why we're taking the trade, because I had the change of character, because I had a little break of structure, because, oh, hey, it looks like that 5 could be done. Okay, all the ingredients are there. I don't have too much size on, so I relax. Let's see where it goes. All right, what do I got next? I got Top Hat Panda Magician. Going by the count of the proposed 5, I could see one more down. Okay, well, I got some juicy tidbits in here. I got a to the tick algo target. Okay, so what are we looking at here? So this is IMX. I don't know if you guys are looking at it. I just happened to pop my head up and look over at my other machine. So the S&P just pinged the golden zone on the 15-minute, right? It's the swing low. You've had your overnight low, just tagged the 16-minute and it bounced. Not to get distracted. I have it up here somewhere. Here it is. Oh, I guess I'm going to get distracted. Let's see what I've got over here. Here's what I'm talking about. All right, so here's the last golden zone. Well, now we got a fib fight. Right, do you see where we are? This is S&P, right? Just stuck between 2 golden zones, right? Happens all day long, every day, right? You go down to the 1 minute, you see it all day long. Who's going to win? All right, so let's get back to here where we are. Okay, so this is IMX to the dollar tether. IMX. I feel like I know IMX. I can't remember what it is. Okay, Top Hat, what are we thinking here? So you like the 5, going by the count of the proposed 5, I could see one more down. Okay, I see what you're saying, right? So maybe, but oh God, look at that reaction. Oh, that's pretty. What are you giving me, a 4-hour? Let's pop that up. Wow. What did we just hit? Oh, holy shit. All right, that's what he's talking about. So, fuck, I just not paying attention. Swing, retrace to the golden zone, 23.6. Look at the reaction. How do we know it's an algo? Not this, right? This happens every day, all day long. It's this. It's the reaction at the target. That's how we know it's an algo. Okay, so here, back to what we were saying before. So do you need to pick the turn here to make money here? What just happened? Right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. All of that happening, change, right? Something changed. Right? All of a sudden, I got a higher. Right? I've taken out the last swing high that led to a new low. Right now, so as he's acknowledging here, we could be done. I mean, that's a pretty significant reaction. So where's the first place, right? That's got a challenge, right? Here's the last swing low, right? So if we're going to get a break in structure, it's going to have to get up here and take that out. I got a little micro, but this is the major. Right? I got to take that out, and then we'll come back. Now you may not get it on this swing. You may not be able to take that out. You got a good clean. You know that looks like you're done, Grant. Well, where'd we go? If see, he's got an alternate counted here at 3, could be the 4 and the 5 coming down. This is such a Jesus. Look at the volume as well. Oh, what's this? Is that a 23? Maybe it might be. Well, it's too skinny. I got a feeling that's going to be too skinny. Just shy of the 23. Let's see. I see why he's thinking. 1, 2. Just out of curiosity. That's the 1. That's the 2. And put us here at the 20, at the 30 hour. So he's creating the scenario here that, okay, if this is wrong here, could we have an ABC going in, right? Which is possible here, but I'd be trading bullish here. So yeah, of course we could do that and then come down. But with that reaction, I'm down here looking for something to chew on to get in. That's not. Look at that. Inside bar, reaction. So something happened today to cause that. That's not just technical. But that's a pretty good moonshot. Boy, you don't have much to work with down here. That's a 4-hour. Let's try a 30-minute. Well, I mean, really here, all I'm doing is just going, okay, where's the 4? Where's the 4? Right, because we're looking for this to finish. Right, so I got to find my 4 first, right? Because the 1, 2, somewhere up there, right? So here's 3, 4, 5. Pick your pivot, right? As long as I can see the 4 and I can finish with a 5, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Oh, Jesus, there's really not. I mean, this is really tight down here. Oof. I mean, you got nothing till you get down here. You get some demand. So, your best case here, maybe you'd find something in here. That's wick. Maybe you could play off of that, but I'd want to see that come all the way back down, and I'd want to see, okay, if that's the, we don't. This could be done. This could be the 4. There's more to go here. Do you have a 1, 2 there? Well, mighty small one. 3, 4. Okay, maybe I want to see that all self-contained. As soon as this starts to drift off this direction, it's not part of this anymore. Then we're thinking that. But that's not insignificant. right here. So it's just the first little hint. Oh, we did well. It's a hint. It's a bit of a tease. Right? So down at the 30-minute here, it's all wick, right? No, there's the last body close. So we actually have not broken it. I mean, it's a, it depends how aggressive you are. Do we have a close amount? No, that's all wicks. All right, so not a body close, which you'd like to see, or make it a little stronger. So I don't think there's anything to do there because this is something, who knows, right? Something caused it. It could be, for all we know, it's a Reddit room wanted to pump it. You've just got this big move here, but it's out of character. So it's, okay, well, let me see what comes off of that. That could be, right? Could be the trend change. But if it is, you'd anticipate there'd be a retest down here somewhere, right? So the golden zone is as good as any. Once I see that I have the potential, right? I want a little more distance. I don't know that I've got that top there. If I come down, well, shit, here it is, right? So if this is A, B, and we're coming down here, I'd take a swing here. I'm not going to put my stop down here, but I'd take a little nibble at that. It's a little skinnier than I prefer, right? I'd rather that matured a little bit more. So one more kick up here I'd prefer that actually. So I could see that go one more time up here, come up to that. What's up here? All right, this is our structure. Then you start to come back, because then you can eliminate the idea that, oh, this is a 4, right? So it's gone too far. Then I know, okay, I've got a really good contender here for a hard low. All right, that's what I see there. It's a good top hat. What did you give me? You gave me the very long term. Got to get up here, right? It's got to get through that. Get your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you know you got it. 4, 5. Now you're just coming now. So you'd have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got it. Jesus, that's quite a 1, isn't it? It would make sense, right? A, B, C. What's not to like here? Well, we don't have this, right? It's not quite far enough. You really, well, let's see if we can do it this way. You'd be creating just this big demand zone down here. Okay, get out or something like that. If you want to be more conservative, that's the way to do it. Let it get out of this supply zone or demand zone, excuse me. All right, if we're going to accumulate down here, we got some volume showed up today, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the low is in, but that's certainly a good sign. I mean, that's the highest volume since the open. It is, right? It's the highest volume we've had since the opening hit the exchange. So something happened, something positive. Let's see if it holds. If it's legit, right, this low should be good, right? So anything you're trading down here is kind of open for the taking, right? Because the assumption is the low is now in as we got a trend change. All right, good stuff. Top hat, I wonder what went on there today. All right, let me keep moving. I got, what are we doing here? Crow from Frade 57. I don't know this one.
Yeah, you do. It's the crypto.com, all the commercial.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I didn't recognize their ticker. CRO. Oh, Kronos. Okay. Okay, well, this looks interesting. What are we looking at, Fred? I like your work here. 1, 2. Oh, that's interesting. So we are doing this in log scale. So I don't even have to worry about measuring because I know he would have already done that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Boy, that's an ugly fucker, isn't it? But it works. So are we doing 5, 3, 5? Yeah, we are 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Right. So we got a big fat leading diag. We got some Money Magic on here, so he's got all of his long-term levels marked out. So we're coming down, right? This is a nice touch here, putting the POC down here because this went all up so fast. You got a little cluster here, which is, you can see it's stalling now. How are we doing that? Okay, so I got 5 down. Let's dig in there. good. Freight is very good. All right, so 5 down into an A. I got an ABC, you're a little skinny there, ABC. Man, well, we are on a daily. That's a little skinny, but it looks like that's the best fit one because we come off of it with a 5. So ABC, so it's a zigzag, 5, 3, 5. So into my W. ABC into my X. That's pretty textbook. What are we doing here? I gotta get in there. Oh, let's go. Well, let's try the 2 hour. So he's now playing the short here on the assumption that we got an X in. Okay, so here's the W, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get a leading diag into the 1, a little skinny on the 2, but let's go with it. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not the prettiest impulse, but we're gonna have to live with it. Looks like it might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actually, but that's a 1, 2. Boy, that's a skinny finish. You're gonna have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get her done. It actually looks like it's an impulse. Doesn't overlap. Okay, so we got an A. We got 3 into the B. Looks like that's probably technical. Looks like a 50. See how we did here. Yeah, a little further. Let's try the secondary. Golden zone, but that's a break, so I would go back here. All right, so we're solid. Oh, that's good detail. Oh, it's skinny in there, isn't it? Let's go to 30. So there's the B, the C. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, this is getting thin down here. A, B, C into the 4, but even still, you get it all. 1, 2. Jesus, you can barely see anything in there. This might be better. No, that's not what I want. I want a line chart. There we go. Okay, so he's looking for this to come back up one more time. So it looks like he's looking for that to get in to try and get down for more to come. Well, he'd be looking for the 3, a bigger. So this is actually pretty good risk reward on it. If he can get in here. All right, so let's go back to what do we got? Oof. Something we can get some structure on. I like the 1. Okay, so let's try and simplify it. At its simplest, swing, retrace that's done in 3. Swing with a target. All right, we can simplify this, right? All that detail, right? That just gives him you as the trader. Okay, I see it. I got everything's there. So a little more conviction because I came off of this pivot with a clean 5 and I can find it. I can count it. Okay, 1, 2. Well, wait a second, right? If that's 1, 2 and we're going much lower, the third is going to need a 1, 2. So he's trying to get into the 3 of the 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's get at a target, right? If we see this, right, we know we're going to do this. All right, this is not a question mark. We're going to do that. Oh, look where that ends up. Let's get that right on there. Anybody confused as to what to do? Well, so the next thing, right, is do we get this pullback, right? You're kind of hoping that you're in that process, right? It almost looks like it needs one more little kick up here to give you the 3 of the 1, 2, 3 coming down here, right? So right now, what do we have? It's not a golden because we're not in the golden zone, but I have a corner, so I have 80% odds that I get here. I'm good with that. I'd have been good up here. Right, 5 followed by 3 at a golden zone, or in the pocket between a 50 and a golden zone. I can put a set of median lines on. So your risk reward here, I mean, it could be just he didn't see it, right? Or you're late to the party. Sometimes you're late, right? So, oh shit, oh, did I miss it? Well, not necessarily. Jeez, I mean, Oh, shit. Here, let's see what that would have been. Let's assume you're not going to get the swing low. It's 5.2 to 1. All right, not a huge amount of risk, right? The assumption is that's going to hold. Oh, you got nice price action in there. All right. Support, resistance, perhaps, right? We get in here and we stall, right? I just had a 5. Sure looks like a 3. And take note here. This can help as well. So look at when we're thinking, God, is it a 1, 2, 3 or an ABC? Well, does that look like a 1, 2, 3? Oh, but it could be a 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, yeah, it could be. Okay. Well, then, so are you getting long right there after just doing that? Would that make sense that you're going to do this? You just finished an X, right? So you're looking for an ABC. So would you be thinking, is it possible you'd be in here going, oh, okay, I must be wrong. That's in, that's a 5. Then I'm in, and it's 1, 2. Oh, and it's going to be a little mini impulse. You never want to trade on the assumption you're going to get the abnormal. That's why it's abnormal, right? We want to say, oh, maybe something really unusual coming out of this and I'll end up with a winner. That should never be a thought that goes through your mind ever. All right. So what's the most probable thing? What is the only thing the market ever does? It's the only thing it's able to do. Swing, retrace, swing. One side's going to break. Well, if we look right here, we're kind of in between here because this is the last low created that high, right? We get a structural, we get a higher low here, but then we get a break. It takes that out. So then we retrace golden. Now I'm in between the two swings, right? Remember, how do we know? So if this is all the market ever does, which is a fact, right? This is all the market can do is retrace. Now, which side's going to break? This one or this one? Well, if we were thinking that's where context matters, right? So, okay, all right, I've got a 3 followed by a 5, followed by a 3, followed by a. Well, see, why would you be thinking, oh no, man, I don't want to get long here. There's no logical way to build that position. Well, take the Elliott off, right? Forget the Elliott. What has to happen for this count to be invalidated? We got to go up here and take out that high, right? We got to take out this high because then all of a sudden, then I would have a complete break of structure here. So I'd have, okay, so I don't get a new low here. So this high, as we were saying on Friday, for those of you that saw it, right? This high, its job is to create a new low, right? That's right. Just as this low, its job was to create a new high. It doesn't do it, right? The high's over here. So I'm in between these two swings, right? So here, look at it this way. This is the range we're in. This is the range we're in. Okay, I'm in between. So who has the advantage here? How would we know, right? So one thought is, well, if I can tell one of those breaks, I'm not trading it. Well, I don't know that you need to do that, right? What's the last thing that happens? Swing, retrace, right? So this is you would consider this a weaker low because this high didn't do its job of getting us a new low. It didn't break it, right? So and then it retraced in a 3, and you could clearly count a 5 here. So while we're in this range and you don't know, nobody knows which side's going to break. It's either this one or this one. One side's going to break. All of the context, and then if you're applying Elliott Wave, you wouldn't need to here. Swing. I'm right in the pocket. I'm looking for a new low. This is a weak low. It didn't create a new high here. I'm actually going down to threaten this low. But it's not as significant until I break this low. If I break this low, which I would do at the target, now, right, swing, lower high, lower low, right? And all of that fits in, right, from the top. Swing, lower high, lower low, lower high. I didn't get a lower low here. So this is in between these two swings, right? So where am I? Well, what's the last thing that happened? So next thought is, oh, okay, all right, I got it. I see where we are. Okay, I got it. What'd the algo do last? Right, that's the next question. Where is it? It's in here, right? It's everywhere. So where is it? What did it do last? Well, there it is. Right, there's its target. Is there an algo that I have to worry about on this side? Nope. All broken. So you're stacking the deck here for yourself, right? So you've got no algo threat on this side. You got an Elliott count supports it, right? You take the Elliott off, right? Just lower low, just swing structure. I'm at a golden zone. The only thing here that he missed the first one, right? So he's loading for the second one, right? Because you're gonna miss them. I wasn't looking at Chronos, right? I mean, we can't follow them all, right? So, but right. So does that mean? Oh shit, I missed it. Damn it. No, nothing wrong with that trade. We got there 12-1. If we're going down to get these lower targets. Now, we may not get that. We may just get here. I still got 6.3-1. So don't feel like, oh, man, that would have been perfect. Oh, I wish I'd been looking at Chronos then. Right? I say, oh, okay. Is there a place where if this is going to go down here that it would make sense to get long? Well, edge of the median lines, golden zone, 1-2 Elliott count. Lower high. I mean, you stack the deck and then you put it on and you just let go, right? And you see, you don't have to. I take you back to where we started, first slide. You don't have to sweat. Okay, I'm comfortable with that risk. Okay, maybe I'll get second target. I like the way Grant does it, right? So we get multiple targets down here. Okay, risk is the same. There's your trade plan for Chronos. Are you stressed? Are you stressed if you're doing that here? I mean, if you're going to get stopped out, it's going to happen relatively quickly. I'd always much rather get stopped out early than later. I don't want to sit and let the thing stew. I want to do something. If I'm in, I want it to happen, right? The best trades, typically, they don't mull around for a while. But even if it did here, that's when you get nervous. Like, oh, fuck, dude, I don't know where it's going, right? If you've got, if you use, I'm going to give that golden zone, right? That's when you're nervous. Oh, fuck, what's it going to do, right? You're checking it every 5 minutes, your hands on the mouse. Here, like, whatever, right? Okay. If I get stopped, okay, next trade. But look, like, if I hit, right, because you're going to get, here's the reality. You're going to get stopped out way more times than you're going to get your third target. But that's why you need this one, right, to offset all the little losers. Pay yourself. But don't count on it. Don't be shopping for Lambos, right? Before, just one trade at a time. It's good stuff. Good stuff, Fred. Very nicely done, right? Good work, great detail. Got a good target, POC, right? Like a proud parent. Okay, I got, anti-gravity. What are you giving me here? Giving me the ES, right? So I know he was tracking this morning because he's in the futures room a lot lately. Let's see what we got, anti. Oh, well, I just teased the ES with where we are here, and I know he was looking at that same golden zone because he was posting it in the futures room. Oh God, your colors though. Oh. Okay, that's your POC. So let's highlight that. This is really what we're focused on here. Gravity. I'm just gonna take it off for a second. Oh, did you lock me? No. Can I take that off? Oh, I know why, because I'm on the copy. S&P. It's easy to think, oh, well, World War III is coming and the market's going to crash. I'm not ready to go there yet. Well, let's not be glib about what's happening, but I don't think we're. Oh shit! You never know, right? Who knows how bad that can get? But right now, I don't think we're targeting, severe. Oh, damn it! This is my wife. She's gonna have to wait. Okay. All right. So coming in here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Right. So this is consistent with what he's been posting. So A, B, C, W. That makes perfect sense. Oh, it's a little skinny, but he's getting there. He's going A, B, C, right? So we got our X wave. So A, B, so 3, A, B, C. Now, could we be done here? Well, I just showed you. We pinged the golden zone. I'm sure that's his golden zone here. So we just pardon me. It's probably here, right? Because this is a daily. So it's there, right? So there's the tag of the golden zone. All right, we just literally tagged it to the tick. But you will, just to remind you, right? Because I know he's done the same thing. That's my pivot. All right, so there we are in a box. So that's a nice segue for, oh, here, I'm going to hide that, for where we just were, right? We're just looking at Kronos, right? It's in a box between algos. So who wins here? What's the only, the market can only do, right? This swing, retrace, one side breaks, right? So it's fractal, right? So we can go swing high to swing low, right? So got a target down here, but whoa, not so fast. Not so fast. Bulls are going to get their mitts in there, right? Because they're thinking that. Right? There's their target, right? It's not some guy sitting down there. It's just software, right? That's what that software is coded to do, right? If they can get it. Do they care? No, they don't care. They do not care. Which side, right? Oh, which is kind of, again, it sounds glib to say it that way. But it's kind of like we were just describing, where if the risk is not too high and you've got 3 targets, you're not sweating, right? So they're going to get, so for all we know, it's the same people, right? They have, God knows how many accounts, how many algos they have running. It could be the same people, right? So they don't care, right? So one side gets stopped out, oh, well, we'll take this side. Look, they'd rather the short. They'll make more money here. Maybe not, actually. When I come and I look at it, it's almost equidistant. The distance from this to this, right, it looks like it's a little more on the short side. Or the count certainly suggests, and we got a little fib time in here. Well, we're past 1, so we'd be heading towards that. What's the swing structure? All right, so at the last minute when you're like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, what's the last, where are my highs and lows? Well, here's the last dominant, led to a lower high, which led to a lower low. So right now, this is the low that's got to do it. So it has a job. Its job is to create a new high. But what did it run into? Right. So right now, this low is, if this breaks, the next target is that low, right? Which would stay consistent with lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower. Right. But you don't know. You have to get there. So we're not there, because this could easily be, oh, there's the trend change. But we didn't get it, because really, even out at this degree, to get the trend change, you'd have to break the B, right? You'd have to get that to where you had major structural change. Oh, well, it's the secondary, but this would be now the last low that created a new high right here. Right now, you're going to get your big confirmation here. Right now, can we do that off of this low? Well, you could. Yeah, you could. Right, you could. ABC. A, B, C, A, B, C. Why not? What's not to like? We're coming right out of a golden zone. Well, again, look at the context. Until you break, you got to break a significant high here, or the trend just remains down. And that doesn't mean that, oh, I'm only selling here because I'm certain that it's going down to lower lows. It's that if you had a bias, your bias would be short because of the swing structure. Now, okay, swing structure suggests short. Now, what about the Elliott count? What did the algo do last? Where's the geometry? So while this is a contender to be done here, certainly could go lower. Where do we, well, you can look at it like this, right? Look at that wick, right? That's a lot of rejection. So we're going to dip back into that. It'll be very interesting to see how it responds. Let's look left. Oh, you probably, it's kind of skinny. You could probably carve it up a couple of different ways here. There's the last. You probably fit all of it in there. So you're coming down. You've already tapped that, right? If this is the last, what you may call it down before up or order block, that's the last down that triggered that move, right? And this is, you've got equal lows down here. So, okay, perhaps, right? Tapped here, tapped here. All right, so tap it again, all right? And then you start to be looking, oh, okay, because the premise is that, okay, there were orders here that didn't all get filled. We're going to come back down here. They're going to fill them. We'll look at that reaction, right? So are there still going to be orders down here? Maybe. But then you start looking below that, saying, okay, where's the next one? Or, the really significance would be down here. AWX. Where are we relative to the last swing low? Golden zone. So, Jesus Christ, this is funny. Okay, so swing. Well, here, let me get them all on there so you can see this. Right? This is how insanely algo-driven we are here. I know you probably can't see them, right? Every swing here is a golden zone. Oh, he's got that locked here. I'm gonna hide it. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw them here so you can see them. Swing low, golden zone. Comes down back to the golden zone. Comes down. That's the golden zone off of this pivot. Hits that golden zone. Golden zone. Comes back down. Golden zone. Please show me something else that the market responds to like that. I'll wait. It's going to be a long wait. I mean, that's what drives the market, period, right? It's not why it moves. It's just how it moves, right? That's the code that... Right? I mean, I can show you 10,000 times, but sooner or later, you're going to find yourself at a golden zone. Then you got to look at it and say, oh, is this the one to buy? Because how would you know, this one or this one? How are you going to know? Well, then you start saying, okay, where's the last low? What did it do? Okay, is that a solid low? Oh, it didn't trigger a new high. Where's the last high? That gave me a new low. So the bias is down. So if anything right here, do I want to be a buyer right here? Well, you're counter trend. You got an algo. You got an algo right there with a target right there. I know that's probably impossible to see because I've just layered them all up so you could see how many times that happens in the market. It's all it does. This is our last golden zone. So you would be, this is a bit of a hero play to say, oh, okay, I'm going to call the low. Because I don't have anything to suggest that I've got a change of structure, change of character, right? Let's use that. I got to break that high. Some little internal high has got to go, oh, okay, hey, there's maybe a change to where I could then lean into, oh, maybe I got my 4 here. But then, okay, think of that 4. Okay, let's put it in context. It's relative to this 2. If this is the 1, that's the 2, and that's the 3, well, might be looking for something technical there. Right? Looks like it's going to be pretty good. Well, I'm between the 30 and the 38 and the 50. I'm not on the tick, but let's get it right in there. That's all wick, interestingly. So wick, right? We closed. We didn't get below the 38 on the close, right? So that's the last close we have right here. So this is just a big rejection wick. And what's the next thing that happened? We came out of that. Oh, Jesus, it's just amazingly consistent. We come out of that rejection wick. What do? Golden zone. Or we look left. What are we? Some of that we're reacting to. Order block down here. If we do this, or if we come out of here and say, hey, that one got his target. Is that enough? Well, that would be a start, but how would that look from an Elliott perspective? If the 4 is in here and this is the oh shit, it's locked, so I can't move it. The Y, fuck. All right, the Y is in, that's the 4. How about that? I'll say it that way. I can't move your numbers. There's the 4. If that's in and I got that right there, what am I thinking? Well, I'm not thinking anything until I see what did the algo do last? So before we're in the clear as bulls, you got to clear that one. You get it right on there. Right? That's when you know now we're off. All right, are we doing that here? Well, I wouldn't even really remember that was a structural goal. That's the golden zone from the top, right? So you got to break that one. Right, for this to start to look like, oh, hey, trend change. Otherwise, the bias is down because that's the last swing low. There's the high. Didn't give us a new high, so down we go. All right, hope that helps. How am I doing here?
You do have 2 requests.
Sure.
Paid requests.
Oh, I'd be happy to do them. What we got?
Link USDT on Binance.
Link USDT. Oh, I know we looked at this. Oh, shit. That's so funny, right? Because I have other people's copies, right? So I don't even know whose chart it is, but somebody else's chart comes up because I've got like 20,000 copies of charts because I have to copy them all the time. So I don't know whose that is, but it's kind of interesting. Pivot 1, pivot 2, pivot 3. Oh, this is someone who's working out his median lines. Well, whoever it is, that's just the right way to do it. Although, let's see what you did here. So you did swing here. You got your median line. Now we break it. Okay, so I'm getting distracted by what popped up on my chart. Okay, so do we have any time frame request.
I don't see any.
Okay, I remember this.
I would do
because this is right. This is we have to trade. This is the 2, right? So here we'll just do big
I'll just
picture.
do daily. Yeah, I'll just do daily.
Can we get that to work? Oh fuck! I think I remember this one was kind of a tough. I want to go 3, right? 4, right? I want to do that. Well, this yeah, I remember this because of this wick here, right? So we have to do that. We're kind of stuck with that, which is not a deal killer, right? It's just a flat. Yeah, really no other way to play it. All right, so oh fucking. All right. Well, so just habitual stuff that okay, if that's the 1, that's the 2. How do we look here? All right, second most common. I can live with that, but I don't love the subdivision here because it sure looks like you have to do it. Oh, not quite. This looks like 5. Well, there's your first problem, right? That's a 5 all day. That's going to be a. Shit, you're gonna have to turn that. Oh, how are we gonna do that? Where's my 5 here? That's a nice 3. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, coming in from, if this is my 2, if that's going to hold is my 3, and I don't have a clear impulse here, because to do it, or it's, I mean, just looking at it, right? You just, fuck, man, that sure looks like a 5. So am I going to try and, wrestle with it to get it into a 3? Well, okay, let's think about if it's not, right? If this is going to be my corrective, then I got to do this. Right, does that work? Right, so it's a process of find the 5s, find the 3s. How do they fit? How can they fit? Where do they fit? Okay, well, if this is going to be the top here, I got to finish it with a 5. But it looks like I can finish it with a 5 up here. Now, do I have a good 3 here? It's all right. So this becomes kind of a problem. Now, can you get a WXY in here? Oh, this is annoying. WX looks like you could. Well, so you'd have slight overlap. So you'd have to do it this way. That's how you'd have to do it. Here, let's label it so you can see it. A, B, C. You'd have to do it that way just to make it fit rules and guidelines. So I can go 3 A, B, C into the X, right? It's not ideal, right? The balance is off, but you need this, right? So you need this little diag. 1, 2, A, B, C, overlap, A, B, C. So I need that 1, 2. This wick you're just stuck with it. 1, 2, this looks like your 3, 4 into the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is your, let's label it up. So it looks like you got 1, 2. Do I need that? Yeah, I got to do it this way. Oh, come here. Oh, we'll leave it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlap. So I end with a diag. Okay, I can live with that. Oh, let's keep it simple if I can. Sure looks like a 3. 3. Well, do I have 3 or 5 there? Let's just look. I think this is a 5. I would do it as it looks like it's ABC. A, B, C. So I would do W, X, Y. Looking for the 4 here. Now am I done? The X looks pretty good. Looks like it's a little far for a golden zone, but I could be wrong. Not a little far. That looks like a golden. A couple of wicks got through. I'm curious. There it is on the 50. Oh, Jesus, look at that. All right, that's why you got to check. Oh, pardon me. Pardon me. That would not be valid. I'm on the wrong pivot. All right, so we don't have that. So ignore that. Okay, so that would be A, B. Seeking the C down here. I don't really like the 4 to go beyond the 50. I got a big cluster here. Looks like I got some good support here tied into that as well. So you know in a volume profile, that's going to be a high volume node. Okay, all right, so just putting the pieces together, right? So here would be, if this is corrective, I'm going to look at both of them, because that's pretty skinny. I'd leave it here until I see what happens down here. If this is going to go A, B, I need to finish in 5. Now, I could be done here, actually, come to think of it. If I can get that into a good 5, let's go to a 2-hour. Yeah, it doesn't look right. So it looks like this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. Yeah, not quite done. There's an impulse 3. Ugh, I don't love that. There's an impulse there. So can we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a diag? You wouldn't choose that. If you could choose, you got that's a 5 all day. So you're stuck with that one. You got to use that. You got to use that. Is there any other way we could finish that? This looks like WXY, WX, A, B, C into the Y to get us the B. This looks like there's a clean impulse right here. So you're going to have to go 1, 2, or A, B. 1, 2, 3. Of course, that looks like a 5. But you're going to have to work it as an ABC. This is not quite right. I mean, it looks like you could almost damn near get it done right here. That would get you done there. Maybe. It actually fits better than putting the 4 up here. But then you got a 3, and so you don't have a great start. Let's go back to it. What's the alternative, right? So I don't think this is 1, 2, 3 of an A, but fuck, it could be. I don't want to do this, right? I don't want to do that and connect them. I would connect them this way. If this is a completed, then, right, so I don't want to connect the two in terms of the same impulse. So it looks like I can get a completed impulse here. So this is the correction of that impulse. Now here, I get another impulse, but I don't get a great start here. Is there any way I can get that going? 1, 2. God, that sucks. I might. It kind of looks a little bit like what when bulls were smoking the hopium for Bitcoin. Oh, hang on. Let's do it this way. Okay, that's a big hit off the pipe to think that. Oh shit, here. Let's do that again. I remember doing that count on Bitcoin, going, again, it's abnormal. Could be, right? It's possible. This is the 5, right? So from an Elliott count, that's what you'd pull from, but the algo doesn't care about the Elliott count. It's just going to use dominant. All right, did we break it? Yep, we did. All right, so you got a little break there. So you've lost the sell side or the buy side algo. Doesn't kill it, but that, if you can get it on board, you'd much rather. You got a big order block down here. in there. You don't really want it to cut. For the idea for that to be 1-2 is really not what you're looking for. You don't want to go one. Oh shit, you're kind of screwed here. This is not a great looking start, right? So again, if you get to that point where you're like, oh, don't like the look of it, right? So for me, I'm okay. All right, it's on my list, but I'm just going to watch, and it's got to reveal more as to what it wants to do here, right? So right now, that's pretty bearish, and we're kind of accommodating, the premise that, okay, because I can get a low here, doesn't mean that it should be the low or it is the low, but just I can get one there, but that's not the start that you'd hope for. God, it doesn't look like 1-2. That's a completed unit. So if anything, it looks like ABC, right? That's more likely because I can get an A here. I got a 3 here. Well, the fuck, it looks like you could do an ABC. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can do an ABC here, right? That looked like a 5. So it was all the ingredients were there, right? It just failed. You had a 1, 2, 1, 2 ready to go, right? Doesn't happen. Now you've broken the golden zone, so this would be hurry up and wait. You don't have anything to do here. What's the last thing that happened? Okay, so we've got this channel. Okay, let's take the Elliott aside, right? Swing, retrace. Now we've broken the golden zone, right? So we do have an order block down here. So if this is going to be a hard pivot, okay, maybe, right? Look how fast it came out of there. Maybe there's orders waiting to get filled down there. Could be. Something's not right. Let's just get this up here a degree or two. Right. All the ingredients are there, except it's not finishing the way we'd want it to, right? So this is a great looking X, right? Got a good A. Well, shit, that's like Bitcoin, same thing. Looks like an A, B. Boy, the alternate is more ugly because then you'd be thinking, okay, well, if it's not finishing down here, what's the next thing you got to consider? All right, 3, 4, 5. Right, it's got something much more brutal for a bull. Well, honestly, I don't know if you're bullish or bearish, but usually, if people are asking, they're long and they're looking for it. But I could be wrong, right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, right, is the alternate. That's the bear count because it just doesn't. You had the ingredients here, but you didn't get the start you wanted. So you have to. The market is talking to you here. Oh, you had all of it, right? It was all there, ready to go, but no, it's not, right? You don't want to try and trade. Oh, I went A and expanded the B, and I have this. You don't want to. You might find yourself there after that happened. Oh, fuck, what am I going to do over here? Oh, well, I guess I could do that. Well, yeah, that would work, but you don't want to trade that. You can come back and reconcile that, but I wouldn't trade that. Oh, that's what happened. Way more likely that we're going 1, 2, 1, 2. And then that actually kind of would fit. Then you'd go pardon me. So if this is 1, 2, and that's 1, then you'd go A, B, C of the 2, right? Of the 1, 2, 1, 2. That plays better as an ABC. And now we're going into the 3. That's what it looks like, actually. I'm doing somersaults to try and give you a bull count, but it didn't cooperate. Well, so where if you're going to look for targets, right? We know we have a golden zone down here. If this is 1, 2, and that's seeking a 3, well, here's the minimum requirement. Here, look what popped up down here. If that's going to be 1, 2. Okay, let's put a little more on it. Where's the hot sauce? Let's go original recipe. Let's get my colors on there. Now, I'm a little outside, but you'd have another one here. This is the one that would be in play. Now, if it's me, I would keep this because I've seen them come. I've seen them hit, way the hell down here. Right? So don't forget about that one. But for the immediate trading geometry, I'd be using this one. Here's the last pivot. Here's an impulse. Here's a 3 that gives me a lower high. I got a lower, look at the swing structure. Okay, I get a lower low, breaking that high. This low does not give me a new high, so lower high gives me a lower low. Right, where's the trend? Right, we don't have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right now, if I get a lower low here, trend maintains its dynamics, its swing structure. Am I going to get that? Well, probably not. I'll probably get 3, 4, 5. Gives me that. I'm still seeking that 4, starting to get ugly on that 4. Okay, let's pull all the way back out and see, does that even make sense to be projecting that low? Does that sound right? Well, now the count starts to get threatened here.
So the poster is bullish and they're currently long. So
yeah, well, I was afraid of that. Well, so this is going to start to make, now you did have this, boy, this is kind of interesting actually. All right, so you've got this big demand block here where we just, this is classic. Jesus, somebody got bent over there, right? So breakout traders, oh my God, what a great example of why this is the single dumbest move made every day. Retail, right? And then, look, so they went up here, they ran those stops, they didn't have enough, so they went up and got some more, brought it down. Oh my God, guys, this should be completely out of the possibilities of trades you take. Look, this exact same thing happened down here. They're just grabbing the stops down here before they take it up, right? Just as they grab the stops up here before they take it down. Wyckoff has because we tend to use the they, right? And it's, who's the fuck is they, right? So, but Wyckoff has a nice way where he describes it, he calls it the composite man, which is really just everybody on the other side of your trade. It's the banks, it's the hedge funds, it's the whales, right? It's the people with the muscle to move the market. It's kind of an interesting way to think of it. So it's not, they're getting my trade, they're fucking with me. It's okay, powers that be, right? We have to deal with them. Well, this is just such oh my God, that literally should be out of a trading course as to why you never, ever, ever do that. All right, so coming back into that from the 2 to the 4, okay, look where we'd be hitting, right? Fucking golden zone. So you'd have to be getting there. Here, I'm going to just draw it here. Let's take some of this off. All right, so if the count that I just drew up hits, right, this is going to fail, right? Because we're just doing A, B. That would be the 3, right? We'd still need the 4 and the 5. Now, possible, you come back down here. You've got your demand zone here. You'd lose that algo, but you would not lose this guy, right? Always going to pull back one. You might have to rethink your count here. I'm not sure you could do it. Just out of curiosity, could we? Because you'd prefer that. Now, when we're going this deep, you'd prefer that to be a 2. So it makes you wonder, could I go 3, 4, 5? Well, that's a question of, is it long enough? It looks like it might be. Well, it's even making it in log, right? So if we take it out in log, right, we're way long enough. So it actually, I'm going to relabel here now that I'm kind of, oh, well, there you go, right? This is a good example of, okay, that wouldn't work, right? So when we're breaking the 30 and the 50, well, really the 50, if you're breaking the 50 heading towards the golden zone, I'm immediately thinking, my count's wrong. I'm looking for a 2. Can I make it work as a 2? Well, I'll be damned. Yep, I can. So even though at first glance, the more you dig in here, it looks like this has more to go, just right. So it's a process of, okay, well, if that's going to finish, that doesn't look right. So I got to work backwards because you hear, I say this a lot, right? So because I want to stress this. I don't want to do this. Right, they're too far apart. Now, has it happened? Of course, right? But that's not the impulse I'm looking. Well, that of course would be a diag, right? So now you're. Well, actually, that could work, because then you'd be thinking, you'd have to rework this. You would do this as a 3, right? So then you'd be thinking A, B, C as a diag, since we're going to break the 1, but that's not what we want here. Because we can finish this here. 1, 2. Oh, it's skinny, but it's probably there, right? If you dig it out of a lower time frame, 3, 4, 5 is probably all there, right? So I can get my 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Well, if we did it as a WXY. I don't love it. Well, so look what it looks like, right? So this is why I do this, right? Because I want you guys to do the same thing, right? What does it look like if I strip all of the shit off of it and I just say, what did I just draw up? Does that have the right look? Okay, well, ideally this would be fatter, right? But the market doesn't give you ideally, right? Can it work, right? Does it work? I'd much rather do that than connect it like this, right? No, I don't want to ever do that. If I can avoid it, right? And if I'm forced into that, I don't want the trade. I want my impulses to be nice and tight. Oh, there's a joke there. I'm not going to do it. Okay, so, all right. So if I can get that done as a 5 and we're coming down to the 3, does it matter to us, right? If it ends up being 3, 4, and it goes to the 5, are you disappointed if you're long? Well, the question is, then it becomes, well, okay, how much room do I want to give this? Right, if it's a 2, I can go right to that one tick technically. Are you still thinking it's a 2 down here? Right, probably not. Here, yeah. Oh, what do I want to do? Oh, come here. I'd go to original recipe. Okay, now, does that make sense? So what would I be proposing here? A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's go right to it. 5. Right, that looks right. But it looks right as we're doing it kind of a convoluted way. You might even be able to simplify this. Could we do this? Let's just take one last look at it here since this is a request. Maybe we can simplify it even more. If this is the 5, I could just do an ABC. And I might be able to get that to play better for you. Oh, fuck. Now I got to redo it. Okay, so let's think about it. Oh, so I can get 5 in there. I know because I've done it with Bitcoin, right? So and it's the exact same sell-off in Bitcoin. So A, B, now would it work, right? Let's just, since it's a request here, let's do it. Let's just see if we can make that fit better. Let's do it as an ABC, right? Because it's still a contender. A, B, C. Let's put it down here. So now let's relabel. Right, 1, 2. Now all of this, we're working on the internal 3, 4, 5. No longer a 4, or the 4 ended up over here. All right, so I get that nice, just out of curiosity.
So you just said a dirty joke, and then somebody, hot girls and boys video chat came popping in on our chat.
No shit.
So I'm like, that's perfect. You say a dirty joke, and here comes the hot girls cams.
Oh my God, that's funny. And I didn't even say the joke; it just popped into my head. Well, look at this: swing, retrace.
Google's hardwired to your brain too.
Boom. There's your 80%. Oh God, that's technical too, right? And just look at it. You're 50. Just shy of the 50. So corner pocket got its 80%. Right now up here, can't get there, right? But the 80% is burned here. You're not, once it's burned, right? There's not like, oh, it's 80%, I'll get up here again. No, well, you got one shot at it. Now it could go back to the median line, but the initial odds play is realized here. And look at that, it's 100% like the way. It's just perfect geometry, perfect. Okay, let's see. So if we're coming down here, we would have a target here. Really what I'm trying to do here is just simplify it, right? Let's simplify it. Can we? Well, here would be my spot right here. There's my 4. Maybe that 5's not going that far. Let's just leave it down here. This is the range we're looking for. I want that 3 right in about here. Let's get that 4 over here. Coming down for the 5. Am I going to get that? Shit, why not? Right, we're at a reasonable target. That's what I see right there. right? So this would be, we were in there going WXYX could be, if I can simplify, right, I want to. So I'll start simple, and then if I'm forced to get complicated, well then, all right, fuck, I guess I got to do it, right? But if I can stay out here on the broad strokes, where Elliott is always, it's easier to spot it, right? You get down into the little microstructure and you can lose, you'll just get lost, completely lost, right? And then you've lost wait a minute. What does the market do? The market does only one thing and only one thing ever: swings and retraces, and one side breaks, right? I'm complicating the fuck out of it. Do I really need to do that? If I get out here on the daily, well, okay, could that be the three? Because it didn't have the textbook, exactly what you'd look for in your third. But with a little digging, okay, yeah, I can make that work. It's long enough. Substructure works. Okay, yeah, that could work. And since we're going down, it looks like we're going lower. Now, we're not there yet. So I've just gone through all of that. Recognize that this could still, right? We don't know. We have a swing, and we're in the process of retracing. That could still go. That could still be the 4. I'm not saying that, it can't be the 4. But I'm saying if I just look at the swing structure, right now it's advantage bears, right? We're in this nice set of median lines, or think of it as a channel, right? It's just, swing, retrace. We're in this nice channel heading down. Lower low, lower high. Now here, right here, I'm in between, right? I don't have that swing structure until I get here. Now lower low, up, lower high, up, lower low. Lower high, right? The trend is down. So you don't, there's no reason to be thinking, 4's in, there, we're done. Not yet. Something, one of these would have to break, right? You'd have to pull, it could be any of them. Pick one, right? One of them is going to give you, I got to take out all of these for a real change of character, right? I got to break highs. Doesn't look like it would be done because right here, you got that 3. So hopefully that gives you some things to think about. If you're long, you're kind of long term, right? It just became part of your suitcase and luggage collection. Wait, I'm sorry, did he say he was long from where? Where did he say he was long from?
Didn't give me a price.
Oh, okay. Well, he's long. Well, you're just going to have to ride out. And assuming you're in for the long haul, you're kind of at that place to where, you're going to have to ride it out. You're going to have to ride out the correction.
He did have another request too, so he sent in 30.
Oh, that was nice. Okay, what else are we looking at?
XTZ USDT at Binance as well.
USDT. Tezos. I haven't looked at them for a while. This is a very popular project. Okay, so right off the bat, if you bring that up, what's the first thing that you think? Right. So if you're just spinning through charts and that was one that came and you're like next, and that one came up, would you stop there? I wouldn't. I'd be like, okay, we'll see if I find something better. Now we're here for a reason, but if right, just looking at it, what a cluster, right? There's no clear Elliott count there. I mean, can I come up with one? Yeah. So just right off the bat, okay, well, now we're here because someone is in this trade, and as I was just saying, it's a good project. So, but the TA, well, what things we can look at? Just we can say, okay, well, it's in some sort of an uptrend. Now, we have a change of character here? Well, you wouldn't quite be there yet because the swing structure is not quite there, right? So I'm just trying to emphasize this lately, right? To just try and help people. Okay, so here's the swing. Right, yeah, one side's going to break here. I'm probably not that one. This one breaks. I got a higher high, higher low. That gives me a higher high. That gives me a higher low. That gives me a higher high. All right, so just as I was saying, right, okay, no question about what the trend has been. Okay, what do we got changes yet? Well, out at the largest degree, not yet. So I'm in the range from here to here. That's the range I'm in. Well, right now, the last low that created a higher high is right here. So it's still within the broad daily swing structure is still bullish. A lot of wick rejection down here. These guys, no, is what that basically the market is saying, no. Right, you come down here, I'm going to buy you. Right, you come down here, that's too low, I'm going to buy you. Oh, I am in log scale. That's kind of a bummer. Sure does look like I got a pretty good set of lows there. Or pardon me, higher highs as it's coming down. So something has to change here. We got to, something has to hold. And so this is the last low that gave me a higher high. So this is the low that matters right now. So for this, I got to start getting a change, right? So I got to get a higher high. So the last thing, you're out at this degree, the last thing that happened, let me get in there, is that I got a swing that came up at right, this low. Well, you got a little combo platter here. So we did not get a new high or a new low here. So the last thing that I can see, right, is now if we just focus on what's coming down, let's do that. Let's go to the 4 hour. All right, so I'm coming down here. So here's the last high. So now we're focusing on this side of the structure, right? This side. Oh, here, oh, fuck, we're in log scale. Fucks up the channel, which is the annoying part of log scale. Okay, but just coming down. So here's my last high. I got a low, didn't get a new high. Got a new low, didn't get a new high. Didn't. So we're just grinding down through the golden zone. So right off the bat, just so first thing, okay, is it technical? How are we trading? Are we technical? Holy fuck! Look at that. Are we technical? Gold? No, it's just enough to get in, right? It's just enough to run the stops of all the new traders who are, okay, put your stop one tick on the other side of 618. That's what they're doing there. How did that work out? Yeah, I go on about it enough, right? That's all you need to know. That is it, right? I just unlocked the market for you. Now you gonna run with it? Oh, looks like this did the same thing. Oh, slight break. Looks like we got a slight break there. We did. I'd go back one. Well, this to go to the secondary. Got targets down here. But this is okay, maybe, but I didn't get right. I need a new high, right? Until there's some sense of a trend change. Otherwise, I'm just down here going, okay, well, I got wick rejection, and I did not. So think of it this way. This high didn't do its job. It didn't give me a new low, right? It teased it, didn't give it to me, but this low didn't give me a new high. So I'm kind of in no man's land here. Probably got some order blocks in there, right? The origin, right? Where's the last low before it went up? Well, there it is. Now we're dealing with all of this. So is there an Elliott count there? It almost doesn't matter, right? Until we get a break of structure, the Elliott count is, all right, if it's helping, well, maybe. Is it clear to my eye? Not really. Oh, Jesus. What did you even call it? It's fugly is what it is, right? So, yeah. God, maybe there's a hideous triangle in there. Something like that. Let's see if we can label it. No, it would break, right? It's a little too far to go A, B, C, D, E. It's a little too far. It doesn't quite work. So A, B into an ending diag. Well, that looks hideous. So you'd be looking at this to finish it. Okay, so you'd need another down here. Maybe that works. Oh, this would be more like that. An expanding diag to finish. So you'd be looking for this. Now the diag, this actually might work. So diag, you're always looking from the start of the 1 through the pivot of the 4. Do you get something technical there? So there's the start of the 1 through the pivot of the 3. That's where we had that very slight little break here. So if that's all wicks, that's all wicks. So that could be stop running. It could be, right? We never know if they're tweaking this or, those are, again, I'm not the only one who teaches this. Could be. But from an Elliott perspective, does it work? Yeah, it works. A, B, trying to finish. So you're trying to get, well, that's an ugly 5, but let's just call it a 5. Let's call it an A. A, B, C into the B, and you're trying to finish with an expanding diag, which is not really what you want. You want a contracting, but that's what we got. could it be done here? Well, double bottom, it could be, right? Double bottom at that target, yeah, it's possible. A little abnormal. Does that look like it's the right start there to get finished? Well, Jesus, looks like exactly, we just looked at something like this. So is it hard to spot the 5 down? Not really, right? I mean, when you literally can't miss them, like you'd have to go out of your way to not see that, to not see the 5 in there. But then what did I get? I got another 3, right? So odds are, oh Jesus, this is literally exactly what's going on with the alts today. So are we going to have to go A, B, C to make that fly as a 2? Right, that's the 3rd or 4th chart. We run into the exact same structure, exact same, right? So it's alts. Is that the start you want? Not really. Golden zone. You get right on it. Tagging the 618. Got a target down here. So what's more likely here? Jesus, that's not good news for a bull. Right, even for the, oh man, that's bad news. You did get a little structure break here. So your best case here is that you went. So you'd have the diag finish down here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your best case for a bull. That you got here. It's ugly, but you got something done here with a double bottom, which. Well, let's pull that back out a little bit. Does that really make sense here? Let's go to an 8. It might. It might if we come down a little further. Well, let's if I can simplify, I want to, right? Can I simplify that to ABC? Well, I can't say I love it. That's what you'd end up. Oh shit! Do I have the overlap there? I may not. No, I don't. Right, so you'd be. No, I don't like it. Right, so you got to stick with this because there's the impulse right there. Right, so it doesn't. Well, okay. So right off the bat, since I'm finishing with a 5, right, and I'm in a diag. No, so it would have to be. Is it there? 5, 3. That 5 looks like it's there. 3, 5. Right. So we could do a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Do I really have 5 there? That's a little skinny. So the Elliott's a little bit unclear, right? Which is often the case with Elliott, right? It's not. It's unclear, right? We need more. It needs to reveal more. So that doesn't mean we can't trade it. I'm trying to demonstrate here. Okay, I got lower lows, lower highs. I got a clear downtrend. I've just made a technical pivot. So the assumption would be, the only thing that's making this a little bit challenging is the double bottom. But technically, if we look in here, this is not a new low, right? So even though it's skinny, this high didn't do its job of giving us a new low. This high did. It gave us this low. But this low didn't give us a new high. So we're kind of we're right back to where we just were. We're kind of in this no man's land. We're stuck between two swings. So you're in a little bit of a hurry up and wait until you see who's going to get the advantage here. So remember, the market can only do one thing, ever. Oh, let's do it. Let's do it this way, right? We've had a swing, right? And it's a 5. We've had a retrace, and it's a 3. Right? If you had gun to your head, buy or sell, I'm selling. Just because of that. Everything else aside, because this is all the market can ever do. Right? So is it going to break that one? How's it going to do? Well, it could, right? Of course, could. But what's more likely, right? So this low didn't do its job, didn't give me a new high. So who's got the advantage, right? The only hesitation is if we had gotten a new low here, oh, then it's slam dunk. You're already short. If you got the new low here and we did this, oh, game on. This is the only thing that makes you, well, that high didn't do its job.
Hey, Sam.
Yeah.
I got to run to an appointment.
Oh,
I know
yeah,
you're
no
almost
problem,
done, but be sure to let them know about your mini thing you're going to do for.
I absolutely
and
will.
that we may have to
And
kick
are we?
off
Is this the last
Tuesdays.
one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's all of the
Okay.
requests, and then we can leave Cian's question that he did for tomorrow, unless you want to do it. But
No,
it's
I won't, because
150, so.
I've got to go back and redo one of them.
Okay.
One, I can't remember which one it was, but I got to go. I think it was Cardano. One of them I have to go back and redo because I couldn't get the count. Okay, so we'll wrap up here. I just finished here. So that's actually a good segue in that I'm going to create a little mini course here. Some of the stuff that I'm kind of referring to here is not the stuff that you guys are familiar with from us here. So I'm going to create a little mini course just to help you a little bit with some of the swing structure, just so we're all talking the same language and it's not like, wait a minute, how does that fit in with the? So over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to do a little mini course here. So I'm going to have to pull out of the Tuesday live stream just so I have more time to work on that. Otherwise, I'm going to fight with my wife every weekend as I tell her, oh, no, I got to work this weekend. And she says, not the entire weekend.
I do have to run though. Sorry.
Okay, man.
So
go ahead.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, man. I'll talk to you then. So that's the reason for that. So we'll be. It could be Sensei Tutum, or we might have some other guest presenters step in here. But I'll be off. I think I'm gonna start this week, so I won't be on tomorrow. My crypto's on Wednesday. I'll be back on Friday for Bitcoin. But I just want to do that course here. It'll probably take me a couple of weeks to really grind it out to do it, to give it the kind of treatment it needs. So with that said, here, I guess you guys are probably already flying off the live stream. But just so you know to expect that, and I will circle back and finish that count, the one that I couldn't get. I think it was CN Salazar's Cardano. Okay, guys, I'll post that under the video for anyone who's interested and wants to see that Cardano count. The rest of you guys, appreciate you hanging out with us, and I will talk to you next on Friday. Money Crypto back on Wednesday. Okay.